After watching Chen Yuan live, the two younger sisters decided to go to Jianbako, partly to see for themselves and partly to see collaboration opportunities with Chen Yuan. The first is Yi Han, the young lady of the Yi family, renowned as the most powerful woman in Madio. After taking on the position of deputy director of Longho Group, she needs a promising investment project to establish her reputation. The second is Qin Wu Shuang, the eldest daughter of the Qin family. This time in Jianbako, her goal is to survey the Film City project. On the second day of the tournament, the competition continues. While yesterday the audience had not yet filled the seats, after the dramatic performances today, the Jianbako Sports Center was packed with people. Crowds were everywhere, with no empty seats left. Many spectators even had to squeeze into the aisles. The atmosphere reached a peak of excitement. Moreover, many figures of special status also appeared today to watch the competition. Prominent among them were the two young ladies of the Qin and Yi families, accompanied by more than a dozen bodyguards. The event began with a 400 meters race, a sport that demands physical strength and endurance. It requires not only speed, but also the capacity to withstand extreme levels of exertion. Running the distance with maximum effort can deplete one's stamina tremendously. However, this event also offered no surprises in a relaxed state. Chen Yuan still secured first place with a time of 45 seconds, and everything seemed too easy for him. It felt like a personal performance by Lim Yong-won. When Chen Yuan appeared for the next event, the javelin throw, tens of thousands of fans went wild as if losing their minds. The venue was filled with deafening cheers. Chen Yuan was not just an ordinary athlete. He was also a young, handsome billionaire known to everyone. Without security, female fans would have likely rushed onto the field to reach him. This time, Chen Yuan did not disappoint. Standing at the throwing point, he achieved first place in the javelin throw, distancing himself from the competitors by an almost immeasurable gap. In fact, the power of his throw was so strong that the javelin soared into the stands, startling everyone. When the break time arrived, Kim Hae-won, filled with excitement, hurried towards Chen Yuan, holding a bottle of water tightly. Her hurried footsteps seemed unable to contain the emotions surging within her. Chen Yuan, he's truly outstanding, constantly breaking many competition records, she said. Taking the bottle of water, Chen Yuan casually asked, Hae-won, what's the next event? Just hearing that made Kim Hae-won's heart race faster, her breath light yet urgent as she replied, the next event is the 110-meter hurdles. After asking, Chen Yuan didn't pay much attention. He took the water bottle and drank large gulps, each movement powerful and natural, gulping down the water. Kim Hae-won's gaze followed every action of Chen Yuan, from the way he tilted his head to drink to the moment the water slid down his throat. In that instant, Kim Hae-won felt spellbound. Her cheeks flushed, her lips slightly parted. She felt as if time had stopped. The only image left in her mind was that of Chen Yuan, each heartbeat sensing with every gulp of water he took. Her eyes filled with infatuation, making her heart even more confused and immersed in indescribable emotions. Not knowing how many times she had looked, she still found Chen Yuan perfect, like a dream that couldn't be touched. Unsure if it was jealousy or another reason, Qin Wu Feng said with an annoyed tone, Yi Han, the atmosphere here is much more vibrant than in the live studio. Chen Yuan is truly unbearable. He has so many female fans and even has a personal attendant. Yi Han calmly remarked, That's right. Today, most of the audience came just to see him. How could a provincial athletics competition attract so many people if it weren't for Chen Yuan? After hearing this, Qin Wu Shuan couldn't help but feel sympathy. The other athletes are so pitiful. They all become a backdrop for Chen Yuan. Yi Han, do you think he bribed everyone to create these performances? Yi Han immediately rebutted, No way. All-round competitions are not head-to-head contests, and to win the championship, you must have real strength. Otherwise, it will be exposed right away. Chen Yuan is clearly superior to the other contestants, and that's something anyone can see. Qin Wu Shuang recalled and suddenly spoke in an irritable tone. But how can this person be so skilled? What exactly did he do to become like that? Last time, you had 5 or 6 of the best bodyguards face off against him, and he easily defeated them all. Those bodyguards are top experts. Just thinking about the first time I met Chen Yuan when he disguised himself to torment me makes me so mad. Yi Han was astonished and asked again. He single-handedly defeated 5 or 6 elite bodyguards and also knows disguise art. This man is becoming more and more mysterious. That's right, the bodyguards from the Qin family are each paid an annual salary of up to $5 million and are masters who can defeat 10 people on their own. Yet such masters were taken down by Chen Yuan. It's all truly terrifying, and he also knows disguise art. This time, even though she didn't want to admit it, the Yi family's young lady couldn't suppress a bit of turmoil in her heart. It was truly puzzling. Chen Yuan, this person didn't seem particularly strong, yet was so powerful. Yihan's train of thought was interrupted by the loud cheers and ear-piercing screams around her. Chen Yuan's charm had once again reached new heights. Yihan, favorite level plus 10, now 20 points. Meanwhile, Qin Wu Feng's gaze was still quietly fixed on Chen Yuan. Her instinctive admiration for the strong and fierce suddenly surged. And for some reason, the images of Chen Yuan being mistreated suddenly flashed in her mind. They lingered stubbornly in her head like a strong wind stirring her heart. Ha! This person is not only skilled in martial arts, but also strikes very hard. In an instant, this dark thought made Qin Wu Shuang's heart race. Her previously ordinary face suddenly flushed bright red, blood surged in her body, and her cheeks burned as if they were on fire. Deep inside, a profound contradiction arose, both alluring and filled with guilt. Qin Wu Shuang, favorite level plus 5, current favorite level, 90 points. At this moment, a notification from the system suddenly rang out, leaving Chen Yuan astonished. Yihan, right? Even though I impressed her with my talent on the cruise ship before, it didn't change her feelings much. And now, without doing anything special, her affection for me increases by 10 points. Not only Yihan, but Qin Wu Shuang also increases her affection by 5 points. How strange. Chen Yuan glanced at the stands and unexpectedly recognized many familiar faces. A fleeting smile appeared as he immediately waved hello. In response to that wave, thousands of female fans went wild with excitement. This created an aura around Chen Yuan, making his charm shine even more brightly. The radiance emanated and the appeal erupted, pulling Qin Wu Shuang's mind into an uncontrollable whirlwind of rising emotions. Her cheeks flushed and her captivated eyes seemed lost. Yihan tilted his head slightly, observing Qin Wu Shuang. His clear eyes sparkled with a sharp yet understanding gaze. Nearby, Jiang Shen Yu sat with Tang Aji, the eldest son of the Tang family. Jiang Shen Yu scanned the entire scene with a disdainful gaze. He watched Chen Yuan being cheered on by thousands of spectators, and the corners of his mouth curled into a sneer. He is a billionaire worth hundreds of billions on par with my status, yet he is willing to be a social media celebrity scrutinized by others for every action. I really don't understand. Fame is just a burden. Jiang Shen Yu laughed harshly. Suddenly, his gaze stopped on two girls sitting in the audience below, catching his attention, and he asked, "Hey, Tang Aoji, I didn't expect there to be such outstanding girls at Jiangbako. Do you know who those two girls are?" Tang Aoji is just one of the 10 outstanding youth at Jiangbako, so in front of Jiang Shen Yu, he always maintains a respectful attitude and remarks. Although not familiar, these two girls have a special aura, dressed simply yet clearly not ordinary. One of the outfits worn by them is from Milan Fashion Week, a handcrafted piece by a British royal designer worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. With such details, along with the fact that they have bodyguards accompanying them, it is obvious they are not ordinary people. Establishing a connection with the daughter of such a prominent family would surely be beneficial. Could it be that young Master Jiang has taken notice of them? Jiang Shen Yu responded, his gaze carrying a hint of desire. Well, I also want to get to know them. Jiang Shen Yu faintly smiled, a sarcastic smile passing across his face. He did not expect to encounter such beauties in such a remote place. Hearing Jiang Shen Yu's suggestion, Tang Aoji carefully probed. Does young Master Jiang have an interest then? Jiang Shen Yu glanced but did not answer, yet his silence implicitly affirmed it. Seeing this attitude, Tang Aoji immediately understood and showed excitement. Young Master Jiang, don't worry. I will have someone investigate and verify the identities of those two girls right away. To be noticed by young Master is their fortune? Ha ha ha. Jiang Shen Yu, upon hearing this, could not hide the excitement in his eyes, with the corners of his lips curling into a slight half smile. Well, thank you. Soon, amidst the resounding cheers, the 110 meters hurdles competition officially began. Jiang Shen Yu's gaze shifted downwards, fixating on Chen Yuan. A glimmer of malice flashed in his eyes. Chen Yuan, keep being arrogant. You can avoid the 1st of the month, but not the 15th. This time, I have prepared a big gift for you. In that moment, a simmering anger blazed like a fire within Jiang Shen Yu. He saw not only Chen Yuan, but also his own future, a future for which he was willing to do anything to bring down his enemy. Below, Chen Yuan could not relax too much like in other events, as this would greatly affect his running speed. At this moment, the referee stepped forward to begin directing the competition. The 110 meters hurdles event was not simply an additional 10 meters compared to the 100 meters distance, it also required athletes to clear 10 hurdles along the track. Currently, the world record for this distance is 12.91 seconds. The 110 meters hurdles race athletes, please prepare yourselves. As he finished speaking, the referee raised the starting gun high. The sound of the gunshot echoed, and all the athletes surged forward like hunting leopards. Their reflexes were incredibly quick, clearly having undergone professional training. Each stride was calculated precisely, with almost all of them using the same leg to clear each hurdle. Chen Yuan easily cleared the first hurdle with his right leg, but when he reached the second hurdle, he made a serious mistake due to miscalculating the distance. This time, he had to use his left leg to jump over the hurdle. In that moment, inertia and hesitation significantly impacted Chen Yuan's speed. In the blink of an eye, he fell behind everyone else. At that moment, the commentator's voice rang out again. Lim Yong-wong has fallen behind. He just made a rather basic mistake. This error will be very difficult to adjust. He can only be left further behind by his opponents. Is Lin Yong-wong's winning streak about to end here? The atmosphere in the stadium became suffocating, tense to the point of breathlessness. Hundreds of thousands of eyes were focused on Chen Yuan. Above, Yi Han exclaimed with worry, "This is not good. Lim Yong-wong made a mistake." Hearing this, Qin Wu Xuan was momentarily stunned and quickly asked, "Made a mistake?" Yi Han explained, a rare seriousness appearing in his eyes. "That's right. Clearing hurdles requires high technical skill. Rhythm is key. Each stride must be calculated carefully. If your stride is slightly longer or shorter, it can hinder your ability to clear the hurdle and affect your speed. Look, Chen Yuan has fallen behind." Hearing this, Qin Wu Fang turned to follow Chen Yuan's figure. Her heart suddenly tightened. A wave of disappointment rose within her. Her eyes sparkling, now filled with worry and regret. Is Lim Yong-wong's winning streak about to end here? It should have been anticipated. No one can win the championship in all 10 disciplines of the all-around. Below, Chen Yuan felt each heavy step distinctly as the distance between him and the competitors ahead widened. In that moment, Chen Yuan's brow furrowed, his once confident eyes now showing signs of tension. Just as expected, when you're not familiar with something, it's easy to encounter difficulties. No, I must concentrate fully. But just when everyone thought all hope was lost, Chen Yuan suddenly changed his expression, determination clear on his face. I need to be quick, even faster. The moment the thought ended, Chen Yuan's calf muscles suddenly exploded with extraordinary strength. The veins bulged, coursing along the length of his calves like taut steel cables. Immediately, Chen Yuan sprang forward like a cheetah with terrifying speed, embarking on an impressive uphill battle. In less than 2 seconds, the disparity in Chen Yuan's speed compared to the other contestants became strikingly apparent. From a position of lagging behind, he unexpectedly surged ahead, overtaking everyone and pulling 5 meters ahead of the second-place finisher. In the end, Chen Yuan secured victory with overwhelming superiority, crushing all of his opponents. First place, Chen Yuan, time 12.98 seconds. As soon as this result was announced, all eyes turned to Chen Yuan. The shock overwhelmed every thought, and their astonishment left their minds paralyzed. After a few seconds of silence, the entire stadium erupted in extreme excitement. The deafening cheers mingled with thunderous applause, causing the atmosphere to explode with unrestrained joy. Is this a world record? And Lim Yong-wong did it despite making a mistake. Incredible. Lim Yong-wong is the champion. He is truly exceptional. Oh my, I adore him so much. It's unbelievable, absolutely amazing. At this moment, only one name resounded throughout the arena, Chen Yuan. He became the center of attention, the unbeatable king, the champion warrior. A crowd of young girls in the stands became fervent, their faces flushed with excitement. Chen Yuan's allure was once again affirmed. When Chen Yuan won, Qin Wu Shuang's heart beat wildly. Her cheeks flushed, unable to hide the intense emotions inside. As she looked at Yi Han and shouted enthusiastically, "Yi Han, I have to admit that Chen Yuan is very talented. The first time I met him, he even beat me. I really couldn't understand how there could be such a rude person in the world. But after getting to know him better, I realized he is truly outstanding." Yi Han knew exactly what Qin Wu Shuang was thinking, but hearing her speak about Chen Yuan with such admiration instantly stirred feelings of discomfort in her. All right, you seem to have a good impression of Chen Yuan, don't you? Recently, it seems like you can't stop talking about him. Do you like Chen Yuan now? The simple yet straightforward question left Qin Wu Shuang's cheeks even more flushed. She didn't know where to look, her big round eyes blinking rapidly. The temperature on her face rose, making her feel even more flustered. I don't have Yi Han, don't talk nonsense. But every word that came out of Qin Wu Shuang's mouth didn't match her thoughts, making her even more confused. Her hands hurried to wave it away, trying to explain in her embarrassment. Just. Seeing that Qin Wu Shuang couldn't articulate a coherent sentence, a gentle smile flickered on Yi Han's lips. She didn't press too much, merely placing a comforting hand on Qin Wu Shuang's shoulder. Yi Han's eyes sparkled with teasing yet understanding. It's okay. Liking someone is nothing to be ashamed of. Feelings between men and women are perfectly normal. Just know that you will have quite a few competitors. Yi Han's words seemed to hit right at the emotions within Qin Wu Shuang. She immediately tried to act dignified and deny it. Yi Han, don't say that anymore. I really don't like him. Women sometimes say one thing but think another. They say they don't like something, but deep down, they like it immensely. Therefore, despite her efforts to deny it, those feelings clung stubbornly to Qin Wu Shuang's heart, growing deeper, like roots sinking into the earth, gradually spreading throughout her body, surging with a feeling of both happiness and excitement. Qin Wu Shuang's favorite level is 2. Current favorite level, 92 points. Yi Han is no exception. She finds herself increasingly admiring Chen Yuan. Yi Han's favorite level is 5. Current favorite level, 25 points. But Yi Han herself does not realize that feelings often start from such small admiration. The competition continues without a hint of tension. Chen Yuan continues to dominate the next events, single-handedly overcoming and sweeping all opponents. As soon as the competition ended, Kim Hae-won ran over to ask, Chen Yuan, how do you feel? There is one last event, the 1,500 meters. Handing a towel to Chen Yuan, Kim Hae-won added, this event requires endurance and the ability to break away continuously. Previously, you participated in many events, exhausting quite a bit of physical strength. If you continue, you will have much advantage, especially since there are national-level athletes among the competitors. Even Liu Jianan, with a time of 3 minutes and 37 seconds 2 years ago, is participating. He is a strong contender, and so are you. Can you continue? Chen Yuan wiped the sweat from his forehead and calmly replied, did it really get hot just now, or are we already at the last subject? Who is Liu Jianan? Why can't I remember him? At that moment, Liu Jianan was sitting in the recovery room. But no matter what, he was just a small stone on Chen Yuan's path. If it weren't convenient to kick him away, Chen Yuan would simply step over him without a second thought. Meanwhile, Liu Jianan sat there, still unable to accept being pushed to second place, watching someone else claim the glory that should have been his, which only fueled his resentment. At that moment, someone stepped forward and said, I know Lim Young-won has left a psychological shadow in your heart, but as long as you have this, you will definitely win the championship. Hitting the nail on the head, how could Liu Jianan not be moved? The other person continued, of course, we aren't offering our help for free. Think carefully, this is your last chance. After saying that, he'd offered a dose of doping to Liu Jianan. Liu Jianan looked at the banned substance, which made him extremely hesitant. But thinking about how all of his efforts and hard work were overshadowed by Chen Yuan's brilliance, Liu Jianan's pride felt shattered. A surge of anger welled up inside him, urging him to find a way to overthrow Chen Yuan. After just a few thoughts, Liu Jianan's eyes flashed with determination and resolve. All right, I accept. Just return the result, no explanation needed. Immediately, he grabbed the doping and injected it without hesitation. At that moment, the MC's voice echoed throughout the stadium. Our final event is the 1,500 meters run. Currently, the world record is 3 minutes and 26 seconds. In the previous 9 events, Lim Young-won has amazed us and changed our perceptions one after another. This time, will Lim Young-won be able to claim victory in all 10 events of the decathlon? And now the competition officially begins. As soon as the MC's voice faded, the stands erupted in enthusiastic cheers, the atmosphere once again reaching a peak of excitement. In the same heat, Liu Jianan looked at Chen Yuan with sharp, hate-filled eyes. Chen Yuan, just wait and see. Ready? Start. The starting gun fired, bang. Instantly, all the athletes darted off the starting line like arrows from a bow. To everyone's astonishment, Liu Jianan quickly surged ahead of all his competitors, leaving them 50 meters behind. In the blink of an eye, after the first 300 meters, Liu Jianan glanced back at his opponent with a smug look. Ha! This time I will. Before he could finish his sentence, Chen Yuan, like a shadow, flew past him. Realizing this, Liu Jianan's face darkened. Every muscle in his face tightened and his eyes were filled with hatred. What the hell, did he drink gasoline to grow up? How can he be so fast? At this point, Chen Yuan's extraordinary physical strength began to demonstrate its effectiveness. With a physique 8 times that of an average person, his endurance and resilience showed a remarkable superiority. The stands erupted with amazed cheers. Is he still not slowing down? This speed is incredible. How can Lim Young-won run this fast? If he's already exhausted at the start, how will he have the strength to finish the race? However, when the race reached the 1,000 meters mark, Chen Yuan still did not slow down. He maintained his speed of 7 meters per second, and when he overtook Liu Jianan in the second lap, Chen Yuan's speed exploded once again, reaching an astonishing 10 meters per second. Liu Jiannan's face grew darker, and a feeling of helplessness began to emerge. Dan, I've been lapped. Is it possible that even with drugs I can't surpass him? No way. Even if I can't win this match, Chen Yuan, don't think you will be safe. I will take you down. Thinking of this, that feeling of helplessness made Liu Jiannan seethe uncontrollably. In the depths of his darkened eyes, a blazing fire of hatred flickered.